guys? Welcome back to Team G.O.D. It has been so long since I've been able to make a video with this whole quarantine and the protesting, everything that's been going on. You know, it's been really hard to get out there and make content. Obviously, there's, you know, no local tournaments, no actual tournaments going on except for online. And, you know, I don't really do that kind of stuff. So it's good to be back. We're going to try and get a upload schedule going on again. You know, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, so it might not be very consistent. There's a tournament happening on my local area in like the next couple of days, so we'll see what goes on with that, if I'm able to record, if I'm able to even go. So yeah, but I wanted to get a deck profile out because I've been working on this for a little bit during the quarantine and I really miss making videos for everybody. So let's go ahead and get right into this profile. This will be 60 card Janemba. As you guys know, June 5th, the new rules is going to be set in. We can go up to 60 cards in our deck. So this is going to be the 60 card variant of Janemba. So if you guys don't know, this is the Janemba leader. Permanent, you can only include battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less in your deck. Can't do 5 or more. Auto, when you would card attacks, you draw 1, your opponent mills 2. Awaken, your life is at 4 or less, untap 2 energy. On the backside, same auto, when you swing, draw 1, your opponent mills 2. And then another auto is during the defense step, you can drop a blue card from your hand and negate an attack. You can only do that once per game, so pretty good for defense on that. So obviously this leader is just used for mill. So first, let's go ahead and get into the supplemental cards before we get into the main stuff. So we're running 4 Android 17 check lands, and then 3 Undying Spirit Sun Gohan. He's a 3-drop counterplay. You play him, your opponent plays a card. That card that they just played gets bounced back to their hand as long as it doesn't have barrier or deflect, or as long as it doesn't have barrier. And then whenever you do that, you get to untap an energy. And on the same note, if it's your opponent's turn, he's on 2 drops. So essentially this guy comes out for 1 energy on your opponent's turn. He lowers himself down to 2 energy, you play him, untap an energy, so you technically only paid 1 to get this guy out. Really, really good. Champa the Trickster, just, you know, pretty straightforward. Really, really good guy, really, really good card, really, really good for defense. And then we're also running Vegeta the Cool. So this package right here, these 3 guys, really just helps with a tricolor build. This is going to be a tricolor build, so those 3 cards really, really do help with the color ratios. Next, let's go ahead and get to our extra cards. Running a lot of negates. So we got 4 Dimension Magics, and we also have 4 Weezus Coercion. And then we're also running 3 Bojack Pirate's Pride. He's a 1-drop yellow on your opponent's turn. He's a negate the attack, play the card, and whenever you do play the card, your opponent mills 1, so it really just helps with the milling aspect. And plus he's yellow, so it's really, really good. We're also going to be running, next we're running Zamasu Sacred Disbelief super combos. This is a really good super combo because it is blue-yellow, so it helps you with Arrival for the Bojack Arrival that you're going to be playing. And also his auto effect is that whenever you combo with him, you can choose a battle card that your opponent controls, as long as it doesn't have barrier, obviously, and switch it to rest mode. So it's really, really good for defense because you can combo out of 1 attack and then switch another potential threat to rest mode, so he can't even swing with him in the first place. So really, really, really strong super combo. I like it a lot in this deck. Really just helps with the whole defense aspect. Next, for Bean, you're running blue. You need Bean. It's pretty self-explanatory. 2 Altered Reality. I kind of want to run a 3, but 2 has been fine so far. I like seeing it. It's just 1 energy whenever you play the card, draw 1. And then all Janemba cards in your battle area, they gain barrier. A couple of the Janemba cards, 2 of them in particular, 2 of the ones you're gonna be playing a lot of, they already have deflect. So whenever Altered Reality's out, they have barrier and deflect. So it makes it pretty much impossible for them to get killed, to get hurt in any way. And then it also just gives protection to a couple of other Janemba cards. So next we're gonna be playing 3 Frost Deadly Poison. You're playing blue-yellow, you need to have Frost Deadly Poison. Really, really good for defense. For those of you guys don't know, whenever you're at 3 life or less and you activate Frost Deadly Poison for the 3 energy, you get to untap an energy. So it technically only costs 2. And you always get the draw 1 effect. So it's a kind of play where your opponent's battle cards played in rest mode with its skills negated, so they can't even swing with it. Really, really fucking good card. I love it. One of the best cards in the deck. Next, we're gonna get into our monsters. So we're gonna go from small to big. 3 Psyche Demons. You can do top 7 for a Janemba, or you can do bottom of the deck for a Janemba. It's pretty self-explanatory. Really, really helps you search things out. Then we're running 3 Childish Heart. I wasn't running this originally, but now that because it's a 60 card variant, I actually had space for him. He's fantastic. He really helps you facilitate a lot of really good combos to be able to mill like a maximum amount of cards. You know, you can Psyche Demon on turn 1 or 2, and then Childish Heart on turn 2. And then by your turn 3, Normally you wouldn't be able to bring out a Janemba by that turn, but you can. Or you can wait till turn 4 like you normally would in a Janemba strategy. Instead of hard casting the AOD for 4 energy, you could tap 1 energy for Childish Heart, bring out the AOD, and then you can awaken and then hard cast another AOD that's in your hand. So you just milled 6 cards off of that, plus the 2 from your leader swing, so that's 8 cards. And if you have any other Janembas you can play. Really, really good card. Next we're gonna be playing 4 Demon Swords. I don't play this guy as much, mainly because he's really situational in my opinion. Because he's a tap 4, he costs a lot of energy and he doesn't draw a card like the other Janemba does. He does warp a card. He's an activate main, send the card to the bottom of the deck, warp one of your opponent's cards on the battle area, and then they mill 2. So he's really good for spot removal, so I do use him for those kind of purposes. As long as if there's a threat on the board that doesn't have barrier or anything like that, you can use Demon Sword to get rid of him. So he's really strong in that aspect, but I don't play him very often. He's normally charge or combo fodder. Next, Reality Bender. This is one of the best Janemba cards in the deck. Really helps you with your combos. If his permanent says if your opponent doesn't have has battle cards and you don't have any battle cards and you have at least 4 energy, this guy costs only 1 energy. So fantastic. You're almost never going to have cards on your battle area because all your Janemba cards go away at the end of the turn. And if you ever need to get rid of anything, you can just swing with lead and combo it off so you can have energy. You can have space open to play this guy for 1 energy. And then all he says is at the end of the turn, whenever you pass, he goes to the bottom of your deck and your opponent mills 2. So this is what I was talking about, where you can do combos where you can play Agent of Destruction here, who is a phenomenal card. This is the best Janemba card in the deck. 4 energy, activate main, or actually, sorry, auto, 4 energy. Whenever you play him, at the end of your turn, you untap an energy, like whenever you pass turn. And then his activate main, send this guy to the warp, draw a card, your opponent mills 3. So there's plenty of combos you can do where you can have Childish Heart out, and then you can bring out this guy from the deck for 1 energy, and then you can awaken, untap that energy you just paid, tap another 4 for this guy, and then go from there. And that's a ridiculous amount of energy. And if you have a bean in your hand or something like that, you can keep your energy manipulation open, and then it'll allow you to play Reality Bender on top of that as well. So yeah, this guy's definitely the best Janemba in the deck. We're also going to be running just 2 of the Janemba Resident Agent of Destruction. I think he's a pretty good card. I just wanted more blue-yellow in the deck in order to charge or do whatever with. He has an Aegis effect where you could just drop a blue-yellow and then play the card from your hand, and you get to also untap 2 energy on your defense step, and then your opponent mills 1. He can be on the board. He can stay on the board with his barrier. So if he's on the board and your opponent swings at you during the defense step, you drop a blue-yellow card, he will untap 2 energy for you, and your opponent has to mill 1, and you can do that over and over and over again, as long as you can keep activating Aegis. The only issue is that he requires that there be no other Janembas on the field to activate that effect, so just be aware of that. And then lastly, Bojack. Fantastic card, blocker, arrival blue-yellow for 1 yellow energy, and then your opponent mills a card whenever you play the card. Really, really good. Fantastic for defense. I sometimes charge him, but otherwise, really, really good. So yeah, this is the 60 card variant of Janemba mill. I've done so many test hands and calculations where I was able to mill my opponent out on turn 4 with this deck, with the combos you can do. If you guys want to try it at home for yourself. All you have to do is just build the deck and then do what I did and simply just calculate out whenever your opponent draws for turn, whenever they swing with lead and would draw, and then whenever you would mill them, and you just add up all those totals until you hit 50, and that'll tell you what turn you're able to mill your opponent out. With the combos I was able to do, assuming everything went well, obviously this is not a perfect scenario because you can't really account for the enemy player, but at the ceiling of this deck, the maximum of this deck can go, I was able to mill out somebody on turn 4 with plenty of steam left in the deck. I didn't run out of energy at all. I could have milled them out for even more than 50. So yeah, by turn 4 they were milled out. This is a fantastic deck. I love Janemba. I think it's really fun. I know a lot of people don't like it, so if you guys hate Janemba, sorry. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.